Right! Hello! Welcome to Trend Spiral. I'm your host, here to dissect the looming international incident. Today, we're diving into the top 10 US states hit hardest by Canada's travel boycott. Canada has decided to give a giant, passive-aggressive, sorry, not sorry to a significant chunk of the United States. The reasons are as complex as assembling IKEA furniture after 6 pints. Some whisper it's about a dispute over the strategic maple syrup reserve. Others claim it's retaliation for a US reality TV star mispronouncing Toronto. Whatever the reason, the economic ouchies are real. We're talking about states that practically roll out the red carpet for our Canadian friends, only to find that mat conspicuously untrodden. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey through these 10 beleaguered states. Let's go! First up, Florida, the Sunshine State, home of theme parks, alligators, and, until recently, a flood of Canadians escaping winter. Now picture this, Disney World, but with shorter lines for the It's a Small World ride. The impact here is more Category 5 hurricane of economic despair. Snowbird season? More like oh no bird season, as condos sit empty. Local businesses, from souvenir shops to restaurants, are feeling the pinch. Imagine running a jet ski rental place. Your machine's just sitting there. Hotel occupancy rates are reportedly looking more like a failing student's report card. It's a tough sell, Florida. A very tough sell. Next, we journey north to New York, the city that never sleeps but might be getting a few more unscheduled naps now. You'd think a place as vast and iconic as New York City could absorb a little Canadian absenteeism. But no, those friendly folks from the north were a significant slice of the Big Apple pie. Times Square now has a slightly less international flavor. The absence is particularly felt in areas like Buffalo. Imagine living in Buffalo, relying on your Canadian neighbors for commerce, and suddenly they're just not there. The economic ripple effect is hitting everything from hotels to restaurants. Ah, California, land of dreams, Hollywood, and now a drama. Where did all the Canadians go? Canadians flocked here for Coachella and wine tours in Napa. Now, picture the Hollywood sign with a faint sorry, projected onto it. Events are feeling the chill. That massive festival in San Francisco? Fewer attendees. Wineries report a surplus of ice wine. When a key demographic vanishes, it leaves a void. California's key importers have put up a return to sender sign. Let's roll the dice and head to Nevada, where the famous slogan might soon include, "And so does our unspent Canadian tourism revenue." Las Vegas has always been a magnet for Canadians looking to try their luck, see a show, or experience a level of air conditioning that borders on Arctic. The casinos are noticing fewer loonies and toonies clinking into their coffers. The economic impact is as stark as the desert landscape outside the Strip. Yeehaw, partners! Texas, a state so big you'd think it wouldn't notice a few missing Canadians. Wrong. Winter Texans, as they're known, are a staple in communities along the Gulf Coast. Now, those RV parks are looking a bit like a ghost town saloon. Local officials are perplexed and probably a little miffed. The absence of these seasonal residents means less money for local businesses. Even in a state that prides itself on independence, international friendship goes a long way. Onwards to Arizona, another sun-drenched haven for Canadians fleeing the frozen north. For decades, snowbirds from provinces like Alberta and British Columbia have flocked to cities like Phoenix, Scottsdale, and Tucson. They buy property, they golf, they fill restaurants, they become part of the local fabric. This isn't just tourism, it's a seasonal migration, an established pattern now brutally disrupted. Imagine the golf courses, usually teeming with Canadians, now eerily quiet. Retirement communities that budgeted for a certain level of Canadian occupancy are now facing spreadsheets that look decidedly less sunny. Local craft fairs that relied on Canadian patronage are seeing significantly less foot traffic. The Grand Canyon is still grand, but the audience to appreciate it is a little smaller. Let's head to Washington State, a place with a laid-back, coffee-infused vibe. This proximity means steady cross-border traffic. Seattle is a popular getaway for Vancouverites. Imagine fishmongers at Pike Place, but with fewer Canadian tourists. Border towns like Blaine and Bellingham are feeling this boycott like a direct hit. Their economies rely on cross-border symbiosis. It's like one half of a polite couple giving the other the silent treatment. Now to the Midwest, specifically Illinois, and its crown jewel, Chicago. Chicago, with its stunning architecture, deep dish pizza, and world-class museums, has always been a draw. The hospitality industry, from grand hotels to boutique establishments, is now facing gaps. Fewer heads in beds mean fewer meals bought, fewer drinks at the bar, and fewer tips for staff. Conventions and trade shows report lower attendance. Even iconic deep dish pizza joints are selling fewer slices. The second city feels like it's been relegated on Canada's travel list, and it stings. Let's venture to Massachusetts, a state steeped in history and now Canadian-related economic anxiety. Boston, with its Freedom Trail and clam chowder, has always been a Canadian favorite. Now, those streets echo with fewer bonjours and es. Massachusetts is rolling out efforts to mitigate the impact. Picture this: the governor announcing Operation Maple Leaf re-engagement. Local tourism boards are offering deals on lobster rolls and extra enthusiastic reenactments at historical sites. It's a plea from a state that prides itself on New England reserve, now forced to woo back its absent friends. Finally, we arrive in Michigan, sharing a significant border and history with Canada. Cities like Detroit have strong ties with Windsor, just across the river. Crossing the Ambassador Bridge or the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel was regular. Now, that easy back and forth has been stymied, leaving frustration and loss. This is where the personal stories hit home. Imagine Mrs. Henderson from Dearborn, who hasn't seen her grandkids in months. Or think of Dave, whose business relied on Canadian anglers. These aren't just statistics, they're livelihoods and family connections. So there you have it. 10 states, 10 stories of economic woe, all thanks to our typically amiable northern neighbors. From Florida's beaches to New York's streets, the absence of Canadian tourists is felt. It's a complex situation, debated in Ottawa. For U.S. businesses, fewer visitors mean less revenue. One hopes this frosty period thaws soon. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.